Hi everyone, welcome to the Black Sheep. So, as you guys all know, we discuss a whole lot of things on this channel, from Cape to Cairo, and today we are discussing what's in the middle of Cape and Cairo. We're discussing the Nile River, an endless topic with so many views, and yeah, okay, let's just jump out of the Nile River and come back straight into it. We're talking about marriage, like what it is, how I personally got to getting married, and yeah, my experiences from Jolo all the way to being Mrs. Madire, and obviously bringing in some views from other people, and just, you know, questions and myths about this thing, because it's hectic in these streets of both Mojolo and marriage, and how we actually just navigate getting there. Do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. I've been married for 24 hours. I'm kidding. I've been married I've been married for 11 months. So yeah, my anniversary is coming up. So I've only been married for about a year, so I don't have all the answers. So let's all just help each other navigate this thing. Okay. So obviously I know people will be like, how, girl, you and you are talking Mojolo, but also guys, how do what's the term that you would use to what is the term for dating in vernac, you know? Because I know for religious purposes we should be saying courtship and all of, but at the end of the day, Mojolo, dating, courtship is the same thing for me. Do we have different parameters, different restrictions? Yes, people obviously have different beliefs as to what dating versus courtship versus, you know, Bojola is. But at the end of the day, you meet someone, right? You get to know them, and you decide if you want to spend the rest of your life with them or not. And that is just it. So I'm going to discuss how obviously I grew up wanting to get married. What are some of the things that influenced this decision of mine? I was raised to believe that if you wanted to have children, you had to be married first. And obviously I wanted to have children. So where do we go? We go via marriage. I grew up in a household that had a mother and father that were married. My parents are actually married for 36 years this year, if not 7. 1984 to now, do the math. I think it's 36. So obviously growing up in a family where there's a mother and a father really greatly influenced the fact that I also wanted to work towards getting married. I don't even know if you work towards it or you prepare yourself towards it, but either way, I wonder, I think another important thing is that the marriage was a healthy one. What do I mean by healthy? I mean, to this day I've never really seen my parents argue in front of me. Have I seen them give each other side eyes? Many times. But they've really respected their marriage to a point where I won't tell you. I know I've seen that, okay, mama might not be happy today, or papa might not be really pleased with what mama just did, but I've never really had, you know, I've never even heard them, like from their room. I wonder how they do it. Do they like whisper? Because I mean, I'm worried about the day I'm having, you know, a one-on-one with my husband, and whether I'll be able to be like, listen. But anyway, so I think the marriage being healthy and fruitful and bringing fourth children that were also like healthy and well disciplined, really showed me that having a partner, a life partner who is supportive, is one thing that I definitely want for myself, right? One other thing that could have influenced it is something we'll touch on as we go, but I think having someone to rely on financially is a big thing. I knew that, okay, me personally, I never asked. Every time I was in need of something, I would ask my mom, and then my mom would then take it to my dad. Different dynamics in families. But I remember once I asked my dad, I'm like, Papa, oholani? And then he got the shock of his life, because he was not used to us asking things directly from him. I think I was 5, and I needed a pen or something. I needed some kind of stationery. I was like, when are you getting paid? Because I need a pen. So from that day, my mom was like, listen, you come to me with anything that you need. And then obviously they were gonna go sit down at the round table of finances and discuss these things. But also, I think having a financially reliable person to almost help you raise a family was one of the things that I would want for myself as well. Right, and moving right along, okay, so obviously things, Jabo having guy friends and dating was taboo while I grew up. My dad would literally tell you that girls don't have boy or male friends. Like, what is that? Having 4 sisters, we never had boys visit our home, because what were they doing there? The only boys we literally grew up with were family, and because they also lived far, we never really grew up around boys, right? But I liked how my parents actually set it out, because my mom would tell you, my mom is famous for this, guys. Even the children she taught, my mom is a teacher, even the children that she taught, or the ladies that she taught, will tell you, Uguti, it's a Zulu thing that she used to do, used to say in passing, abafana bayafana bafuna into ifanayo. So, but like what she means by that was really like, build yourself up first, and focus on yourself. It's almost similar to, is it the 7 B's, where books before boys because boys bring babies type of thing. So my mom was a big advocate for that. Just stick to your books, because boys bring babies. So I've always had that thing, right? I told myself, I'm like, look, I'm going to get a degree, and then I'm going to get married. And that was just who I was. And obviously getting married would then mean meeting someone, right? So throughout high school, even the boys I went to high school with will tell you about that girl was very weird, because I would tell them, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna date now, right? I have to finish matric, I have to get a degree, and then I will start dating. I will tell you guys all about it, right? So going into varsity, does this mean I never had crushes and all of that? Crushes come and go, you just like, and you'll tell yourself, well, no, I actually think that one is quite cute. And I like that one's vibe or whatever. But goals, baby girl, goals mean that you can have crushes, you can have guys that you like and you vibe with, but I was honestly not about that life until I got to varsity. And I told myself, I'm like, look, you're gonna meet a guy in 3rd year. No. The plan was meet a guy in final year. Date the guy, get a job, get married. Hey, did people not warn us? Honestly, guys, why are people like this? They don't warn us. They don't. That's not how it works. You know how you will take a prospectus and pick a career? It's not like that. You don't like get a book where you're like, oh, this one is tall, 1.8 meters, nice. Oh, he's dark, okay, nice. that's not how it works, unfortunately, and it also was not how it worked in varsity. There are many people from many walks of life, many different walks of life, okay? Different heights, different skin colors, different cultures, different countries, okay? And I got there, I was like, woo!
Boy, am I glad I didn't date in Smoliki Creole, because woo! Now the pool has just become an ocean.
And it just gets harder. But to tell you the truth, my first relationship literally just fell on my lap. It fell on my lap. And I was quite happy with it, and I was quite convinced that this would obviously be the guy I'm going to marry, because it's working out nicely. I met him at the end of second year, and going into my third year, we had quite an amazing relationship. I won't even lie, right? I will even go as far as saying I'm quite glad that that was my first boyfriend, because he taught me quite a lot. And remember, like I said, he was very respectful towards the restrictions that we had put in this relationship, right? Quite respectful. You know, we had plans. We used to we used to almost do everything together. I remember there was a friend of mine who came to me and was like, you know what, I liked you better when you did not want to have a boyfriend, because now you've turned your back on me and you're always with your boyfriend. And I just I'm just getting to the point where relationships, like all your relationships, should at least teach you something. Even if you, like, they don't last forever, you must go out of a relationship having learned a thing or two about yourself, a thing or two about relationships, a thing or two about the other gender that you were obviously with, that are going to help you build. And the first thing I learned is I knew that I was going to encourage my own kids, or whichever kids that came into, you know, my circle, to start dating younger. Yes. My mom is not going to agree with this, or I know they might even ask me to leave the church. Woo! But by dating, I mean meet people, you know. Look, remember, dating someone does not mean I'm gonna meet you today, we're gonna sleep together, you're gonna ruin my life, and you're gonna give me a baby and you're gonna run away. Nah? Dating means doing things together, planning your life together, sharing dreams, helping each other with projects. Guys, I remember my first boyfriend's like his big presentation at the end of his final year in fourth year was done literally by me and him. It was amazing. It was so big, and it was great. His research presentation, you know, help each other, work towards finances together, and all of those things, you know. But I would definitely encourage my children or any other young person to start dating much younger, 16, 17, 18, you know, just so you know how to navigate feelings and priorities and sharing with the other gender at a much earlier stage. Because wow, I was 21, yes, when I started dating, and now I have to consider somebody else's feelings. I have to consider going somewhere and this person does not really feel like, I'm just like, excuse me. You know, I literally have to now learn how to share my time, share my dreams, you know, share finances, and not really finances, but like, you can't always, ladies, you can't always expect the guy to pay when you go on dates, okay? pay for the cinema, pay for the taxi fare or the bus fare, you know. I'm talking to the younger ladies. Pay for the dates, pay for petrol. Come on. Do better. But yeah, start younger, because I was now in my 3rd year, and I literally wanted to spend all of my time with this person. But I'm at varsity. You're not here for boys, you know, you are here for books. So it was a huge adjustment for me to be like, okay, even if we are spending time together, this is my study timetable. Fit yourself in some way, you know, or let's study together. I remember our first big fight as well was because I was apparently too independent, because I was not used to asking for money from him, you know. I got my pocket money at the end of the month, and so did he, but he also had a means of making money, because he had a tuck shop at the residence where he used to live, so he ran the tuck shop, so he made a whole lot of money, much more than me. So he was then upset that I would just be like, oh, by the way, I'm going to get my hair done, or I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And then he'd be like, or I would actually ask him, please come with me to the salon. And then when the lady was done, I would just pop up the money. So he'd be like, then why am I here? And I'm like, you're here to walk me back home. You know, so that's another thing that then I actually learned. I'm not speaking for all the guys out there, but that's actually how I learned that some guys actually enjoy it when ladies ask for money from them, or not really ask for money, or just accept the money. Because sometimes we'd have fights. I would want to cover the restaurant bill, and he'd be like, I'm taking you out, why do you want to do that? So I actually learned to actually say, ladies, you know what, it's okay to leave your wallet at home sometimes. It's really okay. Don't be superwoman. But if you don't trust this person that you're going on a date with, just have a little bit of Uber money. But all I'm saying is, it's okay. You don't have to pay for everything. You don't have to be super independent financially, because it just makes them feel like, then why am I here? Obviously feel the guy out, because I mean that's I learned the hard way to be like, okay, at the end of the month I'm gonna be like, I'm going to do my hair. Please, may I have this amount of money? To a point where we sat down and I was like, okay, how much do you want to give me at the end of the month? And I used to just, you know, take that money, and I was not quite sure what to do with it, but I would take it to make him feel better. You know, it goes down to also knowing this person and what they want from you. Are we gonna get to the big word? Yes, we are. Communication. Right, but let's move swiftly along, right? Unfortunately, like I said, it didn't work out. And you know, I mean, he was my first boyfriend. Did I really expect that it's gonna work out? Yes, I did. Because some actually do, you know. You will meet the first person you ever date, and you will fall in love, and it will be a happily ever after, which is great. But that was not the case with me. Right. And can I just share, while I was thinking or researching on this topic that I was gonna talk about today, someone was like, Chomi, if you dated them for less than 3 months, don't even mention them in the video. And if it was longer than 3 months but shorter than a year, you call that a fling, apparently. Okay, so you just had a fling with this person. Anything longer than a year then qualifies to be called I was in a relationship with. Simply then meaning, guys, I was in 3 relationships before I met. 3 relationships before I met my husband. 3 serious ones. Before I met my husband. Then yeah, that's how you do the maths. Okay, so let me repeat it. Okay, anything less than 3 months, don't even mention it. Longer than 3 months, shorter than a year, it was a fling. Longer than a year, that's when we start talking. I was in a relationship with Tom. Or Tom, Dick, or Harry. I'm just putting that out there. Right, then we move along, right? And I just wanna say that not all of us want to get married. Not all guys want to get married, and not all ladies want to get married, right? And that really shakes my world. You know, that's one thing that I obviously never understood, because like I said, for me, marriage was all about the religion of, or the belief. Let's not say religion. Let's park religion all on its own completely. Let's move to saying the belief for me was, I believe in Adam and Eve. I believe that they were brought together by God and blessed, and said in Genesis 1 verse 28, it said, then God blessed them and said, be fruitful or multiply. Yeah? So simply meaning that that is my basis for marriage, that the marriage had to be blessed and recognized by God, and that is why I've always believed that I want a spouse or a husband, right? And then you get people who are just like, I don't understand that notion. I mean, we could be in the same religious background even, or in the same belief system, but they just like, I just don't see myself sharing my life with someone else. This could be influenced by past experiences, trauma, actually having been in a marriage and just walked out, or things did not work out. So I truthfully respect the fact that we are not all gonna get married, right? Do I believe that we should all just jump into that? I never want to get married train. No, because some people get onto that train because, like we said, mojolo is hard and it's tough, and marriage as well is hard work. Okay, so let's not also lie to each other to say you don't want to do it because you are tired. Take a break. I encourage breaks, but don't take an after school. Take a break. You know, don't say I'm done. Just say I'm resting. You know, I'm finding what it is that I do and I do not want. Okay. And draw lines. Like this thing of people saying, "Oh, get rid of the list." I had a list, okay. Were all my things on the list ticked? No. But were all the important things on my list ticked? Definitely. Okay? So have a list, and your list must be prioritized to most important, you know, or your deal breakers to I can live with it. Okay? So I usually say all the physical attributes, try to put them towards the end of your list, because you are going to get the shock of your life. Okay, you're going to fall in love with someone who is not 1.8 feet or 1.8 meters long. You're going to fall in love with someone who's not that tall, and you're just gonna be like, huh. And then you're gonna scratch it off your list, because you're gonna realize that I was so petty. You know, I will talk about myself here again. I knew I never wanted to marry a Betty man. I knew that the only Betty man in my life was going to be my father. And guess what? I'm married to a Betty man. And I am very happy. So, like, you know, trivial things like that, put them towards the end of your list, you know. But important things like, we need to have the same belief system. If that for you is a deal breaker, then keep it at the top, you know. This person has to be God-fearing. Keep it at the top, you know. If you want this person must have a job, keep it at the top, you know. I found things like be from the same background. For me, that was very important. Was it challenging? Yes, because